This week in Wildcat News, we ask if anti-drinking ads really affect students.
We attend the jazz show.
And we take a look at what Caswell is all about.
All these stories and more coming up because Wildcat News starts now.
Good morning, West Johnston. I'm Grayson Betts.
And I'm Landry Connors. As you walk through the halls of our school, anti-drinking posters are all over the walls. But are they really effective? Emma Pollard reports.
Every year, alcohol is linked with an estimated 5,000 deaths in people under the age of 21. Anti-drinking ads in forms such as posters or commercials are often used to discourage teenagers from underage drinking. Sophomore Nick Wilson believes these ads don't work well.
It's just the words, stop drinking. And it doesn't really do a whole lot because teens look at it, and it's not just teens, it's adults too. And people just look at it and say, wow, stop drinking, and it doesn't really stick with them. So when they go out and party and do drink, they don't remember that ad.
Sophomore Jack Schweitzer believes there are better ways to discourage drinking than posters and commercials.
I don't think they're as helpful as seeing something happen right in front of them. The mock car crash we do at West, that's really impactful to how people see and view it. But drinking ads, it's just a poster, it doesn't have the same effect.
Schweitzer believes ads need to be aimed towards young adults.
I think they need to add more things to relate to the students. They need to show the dangers of it and not just not to do it. They need to show the risks that could happen with it.
Wilson believes an effective anti-drinking ad should show the effects of drinking.
Yeah, I think the powerful imagery, like the images of what can happen and probably what will end up happening if you do it, honestly, like before they even take that first sip, they're like, wow, this could happen. And I think it just stays with them. I think that you need to show the effects of what can happen if you drink and like what will happen to your body and what it could cause, not only to yourself but other people around you.
I'm Emma Pollard, Wildcat News.
Thanks, Emma. The different sections of the Fine Arts Department have been collaborating.
On January 13th, the band held its first official jazz show in over 2 years. Junior Sydney Beasley and senior Drew Cece share how this show finally came to be.
2 years ago, there was a jazz show, but the guy that taught jazz back then is gone, and he wasn't here last year. And now that this year we have a new director, Mr. Mead, he was a jazz guy. And since he's a jazz guy, he started a jazz band, and we had like auditions back in the fall.
Each year we kind of had a different ensemble. We've had, several director changes. We've had different just ensemble setup changes. So the first 2 years they weren't as organized. So yeah, freshman year we did do stuff and we sat up on a stage, but we didn't have our own concert. We played with the regular band concert.
In jazz band, the focus is more on the individual rather than the entire group sound.
It's more like one person has the melody or one person is soloing and you're like making up as you go.
It's so different from, being in the regular band and doing classical music where you're just reading a page and some of the theories a little different.
Cece was happy about having the opportunity to perform with the gospel choir.
You could technically say that this was the first show of its kind, especially since we got our own show with the gospel choir.
Thanks, Grayson. There are rising young authors at our school.
Freshman Evan Mercer has been writing since he was 7 years old. He recently published a novel on Amazon titled Traitor Traitor. Mercer describes the plot of the book.
It's about Ethan Longray and his adventures to save his family. He has to overcome a lot of internal and external challenges, has to gain his friend's trust back from the first book, and overall, Ethan has to save his island home from being burned down by a very evil person.
Mercer wrote a novel prior to his recent release and says there are many differences in the two.
My writing style for the first one was kind of shaky. I didn't know what I was doing. I was very unfamiliarized with writing and the format it would be in. The second one, I was much more comfortable with typing the book and knowing what I wanted to write.
Mercer says the steps for publication were quite simple.
I had to transport it into a Word document, and then I had to reformat it. It took 3 days to publish onto Amazon in Kindle version. Then took another 48 hours to get it into the paperback version like you see here. And it's free to do, and I suggest for any writers to do so.
Mercer has high hopes for his future in writing because of his book.
I hope it takes me, up. There's a lot of writing careers I can do, and I'm not really set on one. I just hope to gain some positive feedback to really improve on my writing skills. This is definitely not my best work, but I think I could definitely do better.
Thanks, Landry. Earlier in the month, one of our fellow peers won a countywide title.
The countywide Poetry Out Loud competition was held Tuesday, January 16th at Johnston Community College. Senior Kylie Van Ryan represented West and took home first place. Van Ryan is pleased with her performance.
It was really awesome. I really didn't expect it at first, but once I saw everyone go, I was a little more confident in myself. And once I heard Kylie Van Ryan for first place, it was really awesome. It was a really awesome feeling.
Van Ryan started reciting poetry when it was an assignment to recite a poem in front of your classmates.
Because I've had trouble with confidence before and, going on stage and presenting in front of people, and this has allowed me to become more confident in myself and confident around presenting around other people.
Van Ryan believes Poetry Out Loud has helped her get out of her shell on stage.
My teachers told me I did really good, so I decided to use that poem and then pick another and try out for the Poetry Out Loud competition at the school. And so I just practiced and practiced. It was basically just saying line after line and repeating it until I got it down, and then added more lines and then practiced that over until I got the entire poem.
Van Ryan is very appreciative of the support from her fellow classmates.
Oh, the turnout from West, that was great. That was awesome. It was so enriching, and it made me feel even more confident to have that support with me there, and to see that everyone was cheering for me. It was a really cool feeling.
I'm Mason Butcher, Wildcat News.
Thanks, Mason. Now let's look back and reminisce on the memories made at the Caswell retreat.
She this movie that I think you like. This guy decides to quit his job and head to New York City. This cowboy's running from himself. She's been living on the highest shelf. And they come unstuck. Running down to the riptide, taken away to the dark side. I wanna be your left-hand man. I love you when you're singing that song, and I got a lump in my throat 'cause you're gonna sing the words wrong. I just wanna know if you're gonna stay. You come unstuck, running down to the riptide, taken away to the dark side. I wanna be your left-hand man. I love you when you're singing this song, and I got a lump in my throat 'cause you're gonna sing the words wrong.
Well, that's all for us this week. If you have any comments, questions, or story leads, email us at wjstudentmedia@gmail.com or send us a tweet at wjstudentmedia.
And if you want to watch Wildcat News at home, on the go, or catch up on past episodes, go to wjstudentmedia.com or subscribe to our YouTube channel. I'm Landry Connors.
And I'm Grayson Betts. Thanks for watching and have a great week.